What's up, y'all? We are back. Brand new series here in Out of the Park Baseball 24. We're going to be doing the Washington Nationals. Why did I choose the Nationals? I was trying to think of a team that's just like kind of screwed. And they have the Steven Strasburg contract, which is hilariously bad. Poor guy, but yeah, for them in the future, they owe this guy $35 million for the next 4 years. Patrick Corbin deal's not good either, but that's off the books at least after next year. They have basically no money to work with. Not a great farm system, although it's not horrible. There's some bodies down there that are okay, but yeah, it's kind of a start from scratch with some bad contracts. So kind of like the Rockies sim, but maybe not quite as catastrophic as some of those long-term deals. But anyway, yeah, we're hopping into the Washington Nationals. I've already gone through and kind of picked through the minor league system, see who's who's worth keeping our eyes on. Obviously, our top prospect is James Wood here, who honestly doesn't look that great. I hope he maybe gets a little bit better as we scout him and as he develops. But if that's our top dude, we are in some serious trouble. Kate Cavalli, I think he's a former first-round pick. Yep, 22nd back in 2020. Out for the season, but could play a factor moving forward. And then, yeah, those are like our top two guys. This Susanna guy is interesting, but he's kind of a little bit ways away. Robert Hassel, former like top 50 prospect. The luster has kind of faded on him, but could still be a decent player for sure. Armando Cruz looks like a future shortstop with the great range and decent hit tools and decent tools overall. Cole Henry, kind of an OTP legend. He's worked out pretty well in a couple of my saves. He's out for the first month of the year, but he'll be back at some point. Pablo Adolnis, decent little player. Then Elijah Green. Believe they drafted him in the first round last season. Pretty early pick. And yeah, big power potential, good defensive outfielder, but the Ks are a huge issue. I don't know if he'll ever be a major league player with those kind of ratings, but some other interesting guys just looking through it. This guy Aldo Ramirez is really intriguing. He hasn't pitched above, I guess, low A. It doesn't exist anymore, but yeah, he's pretty far along. He could probably pitch in the majors right now if he wanted him to. Jackson Rutledge, kind of same story. So those are a couple of arms. Honestly, the pitching's pretty good in the minors, but the hitting's not quite there. We do have a top pick in the draft. I'm not yeah, we have number 2 because Skeens went number 1. Cruz went number 2. So I haven't really had a top draft pick in the first draft in OOTP. The Rockies, I think I had like the 6th pick or something. So yeah, this will be kind of uncharted territory. So really quick, I have this pulled up on another screen. I figured it'd be easier to go through kind of like my rules for these saves. People who have watched some other saves of mine will kind of know these, but I did add some new things in. So no drafting players under 25 in the Rule 5 draft, basically so I don't take any top prospects. I've never really done that, but it's an easy way to game the system. I can only make realistic trades. That's kind of up to discretion, could change depending on what I deem is realistic at the time. As I get farther into the saves, I tend to relax that a little bit more. And then I'm going to add this in for this save. Playing and managing in elimination playoff games. In my Nashville series right now that I have going on, it's been really difficult to win playoff games. I've gone like 9 straight years of not making the World Series after winning it. And I'm always a good team, but it just really ticks me off that I have no say in these elimination games at least. So, yeah, if we go down 3-0, I can play the elimination games. I don't know. It'll add a new element to the series, I suppose. Then, I haven't added this yet, but I'm going to do minor league roster rules. It's roster limits based on service time and like the general amount of guys you can have on your team. I hope maybe that can deter some of the funny business that goes on with the AI and their management of minor league players, but that'll be, we'll see what happens with that. Then I did add in these league tournaments. So I made a video talking about my wish list, and I honestly, I'm an idiot, and I didn't even realize this stuff was kind of already in the game. You just have to go and add it in yourself. So I added the Arizona Fall League, MLB Draft League, MLB Prospect League, Cape Cod League, and Northwoods League, which I'm not familiar with, but I assume is similar to the Cape Cod League, like the summer leagues, whatever. So yeah, I added these in. I don't know if they play nice with each other. I don't know if they have any impact on the game, but we're gonna find that out during the save and see how it goes. Really, just to test. I want to see what all this stuff looks like in game. Then expanded roster size. I play with 30 players, and then this is one that I'm gonna keep in here for now, but we'll see what we need to do long term. But tentatively, we're gonna be stuck with the Strasburg contract. Could we possibly trade it partially away if he comes back? Probably, but I don't know. I kind of want to, make sure we're stuck with this the entire thing. But if we get a couple years in, we're like having serious money troubles, can't, function without dealing it, then we'll maybe make an exception. But I'm at least stuck with it for the first year or 2 years. And then I'm going to say I can't trade like newly signed free agents until July of that season, just to, avoid signing these guys and then immediately trading them for stuff. So that's that. Into the save. I guess we can look at our current team, but there's not really that much to talk about. I'll probably go through maybe the whole season in this episode and pop in at the deadline. But yeah, I guess the only real guys worth talking about are Keibert Ruiz, who is a fantastic hitter. Like this, he should probably bat like 280, 300. He's signed to a long-term deal too, which I didn't even realize. That's kind of cool. He's not the best defender in the world. I usually like my catchers to be a little bit better, but if he's gonna hit like a all-star catcher, then we can make it work. Luis Garcia is probably the other guy to look at. He's 22. Not a great defensive player. I believe he played a lot of shortstop in real life, and he just sucked over there. I'm pretty sure like last season when he played shortstop, he was like the worst defender in MLB history or something. Could be wrong about that, but I think I recall seeing that. But yeah, decent hitter, could work out. Who knows? And then C.J. Abrams, who was one of the big gets in the Juan Soto trade last deadline, and didn't really do too much with either San Diego or Washington, but has some speed, has some tools offensively. The defense probably will play at second base better than shortstop. Can play some outfield too. I don't know where he stands long term for us, but he'll be our shortstop heading into the year, and we'll see what happens. And then Victor Robles, I guess, is the guy worth talking about. He is a free agent after this season if we don't opt into that $3 million team option. Is a good defender, but has not hit at all. Former top prospect. Interesting. Drafted by the Cubs, and then he was signed as an international free agent. I wonder if that's just the wrong data or something. I don't know. Doesn't really seem right. Anyway, Robles, he'll be our center fielder, good defender, whatever. And then everyone else is just like, we'll take whatever we get. Candelario could be a trade candidate at the deadline as he was in real life. Free agent after the season. Dom Smith, I mean, there's nothing really to be too excited about here. Then the pitching side, it's honestly not as bad as I thought. Patrick Corbin's obviously bad, but like whatever, he's a free agent after next year. We'll just deal with the $35 million. We have no money to spend next season, so if we can get out of this deal, I think it's a little bit more realistic than the Strasburg one, especially because he kind of had a decent year in real life under the radar. And then Josiah Gray, interesting enough starter. He's probably more intriguing in real life than he is in this game, but who knows? Who knows what he'll be? Mackenzie Gore, kind of same story. A buy low guy that they got last season in the Soto trade. Yeah, they got a pretty good haul back, but he's a former top pitching prospect. We'll see if he works out. Trevor Williams, who's kind of on a big enough contract that I might like to trade him at the deadline. He's also hanging around. Then Corey Abbott, another guy who's just kind of a dude, kind of young. We'll see. And then the bullpen's a pretty big mess. Kyle Finnegan's our best arm out there. Carl Edwards, I guess, he had a nice bounce back year with Washington last season, and I believe was pretty good this year for them too in real life. So potentially an arm. Then Matt Cronin, a lefty, 25 years old. He's not pitching the majors yet, but I like what he brings to the table. Mason Thompson, he's fine, I guess. Anthony Banda, former Yankees legend. Hunter Harvey, another former top prospect, but insanely injury prone. And Thad Ward, who I kind of like. Maybe could be a starter. We'll see what happens with Abbott and Williams. And then Erasmo Ramirez. Just kind of a journeyman type. But I do like the pitching that we have in AAA. Honestly, this guy Adone, who was like horrible last year for the Nationals, he's down here. But I like this guy Javier. He's interesting enough. Could eat some innings. There's nothing crazy good down here, but some bodies who can make an impact. And then, there's really nothing. There's really nothing else to talk about with this team. We'll probably hop out here, go to the trade deadline, honestly, and see what there is to do. But if not, we'll probably just sim to the draft. Yeah, we'll go to the draft and come back and pick up there. All right. For some reason, my webcam's not working, but that's fine. Gonna keep going forward in this episode without it. So we're here May 24th, and we're awfully bad. 13-35. It was so much worse, but it doesn't even matter, like I mentioned. So we're going to make this little kind of salary dump trade. It's kind of some spare parts that we don't really need at this point. We're going to pick up Michael Rucker. Looks like a decent bullpen arm, but more so to get rid of the salary. So Dom Smith, who had been fine, not really great, but he'd been a decent piece. He'll be shipped away in this trade, and his kind of $2 million salary, which is quite a bit for where we are. I'll get into some of the moves that I've made already. Then Kyle Finnegan, who another guy who's just making a little bit too much money. He hasn't been necessarily bad, but a guy we don't really need. He's a little bit older. And then Lane Thomas, a guy who was really bad to start the year, got hurt on a rehab assignment right now. He's making $2 million and isn't really a long-term piece. And then we're throwing in Justin Connell, which I don't love, but I don't really see the upside here. If he turns into a good player at age 24, I guess I'll just bite the bullet. But we're going to throw him in, and then Reed Schaller, 26-year-old reliever. We're going to get $500,000 cash, and $720,000 retained of Rucker's money. So we're going to get $5 million in this. That's pretty much the best I can do for that group of players. But it hasn't all been bad. We're 7th in runs scored. Our pitching's been brutally bad. I wouldn't even look at these numbers. They're disgusting. Patrick Corbin has been gross. Josiah Gray has been way worse than I expected. But the rest of the rotation's been fine. Mackenzie Gore's held his own as our 3-star. Then Trevor Williams has actually been quite good. Definitely our best pitcher. Actually on a really nice string of starts here if you take away this stinker against the Mets. Then we called up Cole Henry. He's made a few starts. Mostly good. One stinker in here, but, canceled that out with a good start. And then the bullpen's been a revolving door, but we've kind of settled in with a group of guys we like. Let me add Rucker to the team really quick. And then we need one more guy. I guess we can go through kind of the guys that have filtered up and down. So Mason Thompson was up for a bit. He wasn't very good, but he wasn't bad either. I'll probably actually call him up here. Arando is back. I would like to add him. Actually, I'm going to give Sean Doolittle a shot. Why the heck not? I purposely want to carry 14 pitchers right now because I'm limiting all my starters to pretty short outings. So we're going to need plenty of fresh arms. And okay, I guess I should go into this move. So Max Kepler was on waivers. I didn't actually mean to claim him, but I accidentally pressed claim. So we have Max Kepler now. He's making a lot of money. I didn't want to claim him because of that, but I actually thought about it. I'm like, this doesn't actually make no sense. We can get up to July 31st and potentially flip him at the deadline and get rid of that salary because he does have value. Like, he definitely has trade value. If we just go out and look, like, we can definitely get some actual players for him, and hopefully not just salary dumps. We're actually out of shops for the day, but yeah, there were some prospects down there. They weren't really good ones, but they were at least players. So we'll actually keep Kepler on the team. On the first day of the season, Victor Robles went out for 4.5 months maybe. So we were forced to call up Derek Hill, and he's actually been okay, considering how bad he looks rating-wise. Some other things that have happened, I guess. We moved C.J. Abrams back to second, or to second. I guess he never really played second, but he was really bad at shortstop. He hasn't been much better at second, but I expect that will probably even out as we go forward here. Keibert Ruiz has been amazing. He got off to a red-hot start. On pace for a 869 OPS, which would be quite sweet out of our long-term catcher, hopefully. And then the other big story, Joey Meneses, who had a really nice season for Washington in a short sample size last year, has come out this year and lit the world on fire. So definitely a dude we might look to move at the deadline, as he's 31 years old and probably not part of the long-term plans, although, he's got a lot of team control. I think Corey Dickerson's also been a complete stud. The offense has not really been an issue. Like, we've been pretty good. Alex Call in a part-time role has been good. We called up Jeter Downs because when I moved Abrams to second, I wanted a shortstop. And, Downs isn't really a shortstop either, but the bat is kind of played in 71 plate appearances, so we'll take that. Candelario hasn't really been good. Michael Chavis has been fine. Or Chavis, sorry, has been fine. Luis Garcia has been really bad. Splitting time between second and third base. And a little bit of right field as well. But yeah, I'm going to add Kepler to the lineup, and we'll kind of keep moving forward. Hopefully just Josiah DeGray continues to improve, and we can stay competitive here. The first month of the year was really bad. You could see April we were 5-21, but May's been much better. So, gonna keep trying to stay competitive. On the bright side, James Wood has made it up to Double-A. He got off to a really nice start in High A. I figured he was good enough to play in Double-A, so he's up there now, playing pretty well. Robert Hassel has struggled in Double-A, though. Hopefully he can keep or improve from that. And then Armando Cruz, he's only 19 in his first taste of A-ball, so I'm going to give him probably till like the All-Star break. But, man, he's been incredible down there, playing really well. Definitely our future shortstop as it looks right now. And then I guess some other guys. Elijah Green hasn't made an appearance yet. He's still in rookie ball. This guy Susanna has been really good, pitching in A. Could get a call up to High A pretty soon, but he's only 19. I'm not going to rush him. We mentioned Cole Henry's up in the majors. This guy made it to Double-A. Aldonis. Brady House, former first-round pick, sucking in A-ball at the moment. Maybe he can turn it around. Maybe he won't. Who knows? But, yeah, we're going to stop here, come back around the trade deadline, or actually at the drafts, and we'll be back. All right, so we are back. Second trade's July 1st. We are 23-58. We're obviously out of it, but Joey Meneses has had an awesome season, and it's a little bittersweet giving him up because he has been the best part of our team so far. He's absolutely killed it, but he's on pace for 48 home runs. It's tough to give him up, but we're looking long term here. He's 31, has a ton of team control, so he is valuable, but I think we're getting a pretty nice package back. We are also giving up Jacob Young, who's kind of a nothing outfielder prospect with speed. Kevin Pilecki is our backup catcher, but we'll pick up a backup catcher in this deal. And then Andrew Alvarez, who I kind of like, but he throws 88 to 90. Hasn't really had results in High A. He's a 24-year-old, so I'm cool giving them all up. In return, we're going to pick up Norge Vera, who, if you remember my, was it either the Stampede series or the Rockies series? I think it was the Rockies series. This dude turned into a really nice pitcher. I'm not getting him based off that. I'm getting him based off of this game. in his ratings currently, and if he fixes the control a little bit, then he could be a really nice starter. And if not, he's a good reliever. Then we're getting this guy, Terrell Tatum, 23-year-old, almost 24. Center fielder, corner outfield type. Probably a fourth outfielder, but a valuable piece to have. And, not a bad throw-in. And then Wilfred Veras, who is probably the other headliner along with Vera. Absolutely crushing high A right now as a 20-year-old. And will probably play in Double A for me right now, but he has played in Double A and struggled, so it's going to be tough. He doesn't really have a defensive home. I guess he could play some corner outfield, some corner infield, hypothetically. But you figure that out when you get there. He's not even 21 yet. And then we're getting Yasmani Grandal as well. Obviously not a great player anymore, but he's a captain, backup catcher, and they're eating all the deals, so it's not like we're losing anything. So we're basically swapping Plawecki for Grandal, which is an upgrade with his leadership. So, tough to let Meneses go here. I would have loved to keep him around, but you got to capitalize while his value's high, and this is a really good package getting back for him. So, our team loves that we got Grandal. Slot him in, and then we are going to need to fill in Meneses' bat, which is not going to be easy, obviously. So we'll do that off camera. Come back. Almost time for the draft, so we'll probably resume and come back at that point. All right, we're here at draft day and All-Star game day, so we can go through the rosters here, see if there's any interesting names. Let's see, did Joey Meneses wind up making it? I wonder if he was our guy. Looking for a... Oh, jeez. I don't even know why we're Washington. Oh, my God. Jamer Candelario was the dude they picked? Really? Oh, my God. I mean, yeah, I realized there wasn't a ton of options, but... Okay, and Keeper Ruiz made it, too, so... I'm not sure why Candelario is on this team, even with the minimum. So Keeper Ruiz does make it, though. That's really cool. Definitely deserving of it. He's his contact overall rating, I guess, has gone up as well. So he has a really bright future ahead. And yeah, we're 28 and 62, and we'll jump into the draft. We have the second pick. Pittsburgh won, and so we'll see who's good according to our scout. Tell you right now, these are looking pretty good. Yeah, we're definitely gonna have a lot of options here. So, Dylan Cruz, obviously a stud, but only a corner outfielder in this. So I'm not sure if he'll be the top guy on my board when all is kind of said and done. I mean, Walter Jenkins, which looks like a total beast. 18 years old. The floor is not completely zero. I mean, man, that's going to be tough to pass up for sure. So, yeah, there's a ton out here. It's kind of interesting picking, like, early in the draft. So, I guess we should sim Pittsburgh's pick, see who they take. What the heck? They took this? Why? Why would you do that? I mean, he might be okay, but geez, that was such a bizarre pick. Okay, so we have our pick of the litter then. Yeah, they want us to take Walter Jenkins. I am not necessarily opposed to this. I do think I like him the most of the hitters. I mean, I love Dylan Cruz, of course, and he'll probably be a complete stud, but I don't know if the upside's really there. You got Chase Dollander. I don't know what this... Okay, this Burlington Bees for the Prospect League. Okay, so there's some more data, which is kind of what I was looking for. Not like that really means anything, but... yeah, I mean, total stud. But I've taken Dollander before. Paul Skeens is a guy I freaking want so bad in one of my saves. He's always kind of eluded me, no matter where I whatever save I have, whether it's free agency or the draft. Also got some hitting potential. I don't think he'll ever live up to that. He'll just start for me. Fastball, slider, changeup. He's got the 3 pitches. I'd prefer 4, but I guess that's fine. If they were to recommend a pitcher to me, they would say Dolander. Okay. I get it. I think I might prefer Skeens just because, the floor is insanely high. Then you got Cruz here. Oh my god. I kind of don't like this. I wish they took someone and it would be clearer who to grab here. I mean, I'm not taking any of these high school guys, right? That'd be pretty stupid. Yeah, I mean, the floor on these guys is way higher, and the ceiling is just as high. Maybe not as high, but Rhett Lauder, man, even him, like, jeez, fastball, sinker, slider, low work ethic, but the Angels took in real life. Yeah, I'm gonna jump off, weigh my options, kind of see where we are as a team, and see what would help us out the most. Obviously, Cruz is taken in real life, and I still like the pick a lot. Plus power, high ceiling, protects as well at the plate. My only concern is he's a corner outfielder, and not a necessarily good one. So I don't know if there's a ton of upside. Dolander's got the 4 pitches, but the floor isn't quite as high as Skeens. I think I prefer Skeens if I'm gonna go with pitcher. So that narrows it down. Let me jump off, and we'll make a pick when we come back. All right, so I actually think I'm gonna end the episode here, and not to leave on a cliffhanger or anything, but I'm just gonna take a I don't know. I'm gonna, if you have any recommendations, leave it in the comments. I'm not sure who I want to take here. I think I'm leaning toward Cruz, just because of his really high floor. But I also like Dolander. I also like Walter Jenkins. Although I could see this easily going wrong, and I can't really mess up the first pick in this draft. And then I also like Paul Skeens. So really up between Skeens and Cruz here. I also like Jake Joloff, but not quite as much, just because I don't know. I don't see the upside's not quite as high, I guess. But yeah, if you have any recommendations, please leave it in the comments. Again, I don't know. I guess Rhett Lauder is also an option, but not a huge fan of his, I guess, with the 2nd overall pick. But yeah, I'm going to leave it here, and we'll come back, finish up the draft next episode, and finish up the season at that point, and maybe go through the offseason, depending on how long the draft takes. But we'll end it here. Thank you very much for watching. Leave who you think I should take here in the comments, and we'll see you next time. Goodbye.